The earth is our home, and although it might be small, it is ours, and instead of throwing trash on the ground or creating all these fumes that go into our air, we should do something to stop it. But not many of us do. So let's talk about how we can help the earth and save our children and animals and friends and family in the process. So the earth is our home, and there are some good and bad things about it. So the good things, it creates our shelter and our oxygen and many other good things, but there are also some bad things that come with this, and most of them are created by humans. So our cars create pollution. We do make the earth hotter through a lot of things that we do that make a negative impact on the earth. So let's talk about one of them, the greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect is something that occurs naturally. So basically what happens is the sun sends down solar radiation and it hits the earth, and some of it bounces off back into outer space, but some of it is trapped by the atmosphere, the Earth's atmosphere, and this is what helps heat the earth. So naturally it helps cool the earth to 33 degrees Celsius. This allows us to live. Any hotter and any colder would be dangerous. But there's something called human enhancement. So the human enhancement greenhouse effect is what we do as humans to make it hotter. So for instance, naturally, if we weren't around, the sun would just continuously give off heat. It'd go to the earth, it would bounce back, as I explained. It would heat the earth, someone would go into outer space. But because we create fossil fuels with our cars and our oils and our pollution, it makes the earth hotter unnaturally, and it causes unhealthy living conditions. So the Department of Energy and Environment tells us that this is not a good thing and that we need to continue to lower our fossil fuels in order to make the earth not as hot. Our next topic of interest is deforestation. So deforestation is the cutting down and taking away of trees in a natural land where they grow. A big area that this occurs in is Brazil. They take down the Amazon rainforest. It used to be thousands and thousands of miles of trees, and now it lowers every year with the amount of deforestation that happens. So what happens during deforestation? Well, wildlife.org tells us that when you take away trees, it also destroys homes for animals, which causes extinction. And because you take away these trees, it provides less carbon dioxide, which is what the trees take in, and that also impacts negatively and produces more human enhancement for the greenhouse effect, which is dangerous because it makes the earth hotter. So what do these cause? Well, in 12 years, it will be unchangeable. We won't be able to reverse the effects that we've been putting on the earth. Our generations will just continuously add more and more heat to the earth, eventually making it too hot to live, and we will become extinct. We will become our own demise. So because every generation adds on to this and to the work that's already begun, we need to continue to try and stop it. So how can we do this? Well, you can do the 3 R's: reuse, reduce, and recycle. So anything, plastic, metal, paper, that you use, you can reuse or reduce your amount that you take in. But you can also recycle. Recycling is very important for the environment because they naturally what would happen is before recycling, they would take it into the garbage cans, put it in the dump, and it would all just sit there. And plastic takes hundreds of years to dissolve, and it ends up in our landfills and our oceans. You see a lot about the sea turtles that have straws up their nose, and the jellyfishes that are eating, that are getting mistaken for bags. That's also dangerous. So we reuse a lot of these things can help. But recycling too, they divide it and it goes into their natural things and they reuse them and make other bottles or homes, cars, they use them to do just about anything. So there is an obvious difference from what our world was 40 years ago to what it is now. So how do you help? Again, the 3 R's. You can do public transportation. Instead of using your cars, this will help with lower fossil fuels. And you can also pick up trash. Picking up trash instead of letting it sit on the street is a big help. But eventually what will happen, you will have 2 scenarios. So it'll get better and we can get better and cause our earth to be healthy again, or we continue down this same path and nothing gets done, and in 12 years it'll be irreversible and our children will know a different earth than we will have known. So if you think about it, like why would we allow our children to go through that, and why would we give them the opportunity to not have the beautiful earth that we have and just sit around and do nothing about it? So this is why we should continue to make our earth a better, healthy living environment for us, because it doesn't just affect us, it also affects our children.